Hello, I'm Hannah, Feldenkrais teacher, and I'm going to show you one of the classic Feldenkrais lessons today, or a mini snippet of one. And it's a fantastic way of releasing excess muscular tension and holding in those times when we kind of feel like life's been a bit harder and we've started to restrict ourselves, to seize up, and we don't always know how to release that. It's really annoying to be told to relax if you don't know how to relax. But I think in Feldenkrais you get there by bypassing trying to relax and focusing on movement coming into your sensation of yourself. Let's give it a go. So please come have a lie down on your back. If you're comfortable to lie with your legs down long, please do so. You can bend your legs if it's better for your lower back. And just take a moment to settle onto the ground. Feel how does your body make contact with the floor. So if you were dipped in paint along the back surface of yourself, could you start to get a sense of what imprint would you leave? Like which places would leave the biggest blob of paint? Are there places where perhaps there wouldn't be paint, like perhaps behind your lower back there's a gap there where you don't touch the floor? And just start to tune into how big you feel that space is underneath your back. Feel how do your shoulders make contact with the ground, or do they? Or maybe they're lifted a little bit into the air. And you want to see if you can observe how you're feeling to begin with without trying to change it. So often we've got all these ideas of how we should be, but for now can you settle into your starting point of just noticing. And then please bend your knees and stand your feet on the ground. And can you leave your right leg where it is, or your right foot where it is, and can you cross your left knee over the top of your right knee, like how you might sit cross-legged. And just go very gently and begin to tilt your knees a little way over to the left, and then come back to the center. And you just want to go so far as you can easily do without any strain before it becomes difficult to return from that place. And can you sense as you do that, can you sense how does that movement start to travel up through your spine? You feel there's a gentle twisting, turning. Just notice, does that reach to a certain point where it stops, or does it keep going up through your spine? And just sense those ribs, they're attached to our spine all the way up. And just notice, do you feel your ribs turning? Perhaps you sense there are places where your ribs turn easily, and perhaps you have other places where you have a sense of holding on or bracing. And when you notice those places, see if you can just gently invite them to start moving. You don't want to demand that they move, but you're inviting them to come along. Okay, and then please rest for a moment. And then see how does that feel the other way. So when you cross your legs, the temptation might be to put one foot in the middle and cross the legs. If you come back for a moment to where you have both feet just standing, leave your left foot exactly where it is and cross your right knee over the top. It'll just have a good influence on how the movement happens next. So go ahead and begin to tilt your knees over to the right and back to the center. And can you just sense, how does it feel on this side? Can you sense where your weight goes on your pelvis? And perhaps higher up in your body, is there a shift of weight? Does it feel like your body is happy for that to happen, or like there's some resistance to that? And can you keep your breath easy so you don't fix or hold your breath? Okay. And then please uncross your legs and let yourself take a rest again for a moment. And just notice any sensations that arise in your body in the rest. And as you move, you always want to be really looking after yourself, so just doing what you can do without strain, without discomfort. And then next, could you bring your arms above you so that you have the palms of your hands joined together, and you want your elbows to be straight without being locked. And you want to keep the heels of your hands together. So if you had a credit card or something small between your hands, if they were here, it would drop down, but you want to keep it there the whole time. So with that triangle, can you tip it over to one side a little way and back to the middle, and then over to the other side and back to the middle. Now you might not go very far at all to begin, and just listen to what's your body telling you is the right amount for you. Check you don't hold your breath or strain. Notice if one direction is easier for you to tilt towards than the other. And then can you start to get curious about how does your weight shift on your shoulders? Are you happy to let your weight roll so you have more on one side than on the other side? Can you also get interested in how do your ribs move? Does your breastbone move? Do those ribs that are attached to it also happily move, or are there places where they like to kind of hold on? And I don't mean like to as in you've decided to do that, but we have these holding patterns that somehow they've become set in our brains, and we're looking to start to gently unpick them. So please rest once again. Let your arms come down. And then please make that triangle once again with the palms of your hands, the heels of your hands together as well. And just this time, could you tilt your head the opposite way to your arms? So your eyes and your head look in the other direction, to the one that your hands are going in. Keep it very, very gentle, very soft. Okay, and then could you go back to moving your head with your hands? So you look at your hands as they go over to one side and the other. Feel how is your weight shifting again. Lovely. And let your arms come down and rest once again. And then just go ahead and cross one knee on top of the other knee, whichever side was easier for you first. And just let your knees tilt over to one side. And just feel, has that changed since the last time you did it? Do you go either with a bit more ease, or maybe you move a little bit further? And just notice how much of your spine is involved in the movement now. Is there more of your back that joins in as you tilt your knees? Then go ahead, cross the other leg over the top, and just find out how is it on the other side now as well. Notice if your head wants to move now, and just absolutely just let it do what it would like to. So maybe you want to turn it in the same direction as your knees now, or perhaps you like to do it and turn your head the opposite way to your knees. So experiment, let yourself be quite light-hearted and playful with it, and just see how does that feel. And then when you're done, please uncross your legs, let your legs rest again. Notice if you feel like it's a different body resting on the ground now. Do you have more of a sense of resting, a different softness in your body? And just feel that space under your lower back. Did it change? Did your breathing change? And then in your own time, please just come back up to sitting, up to standing, and just take a moment to stand and then to walk around and notice what effect has that had on your body.